Hello, hello, it's day 32 on the Unity Game Development blog. Or not blog, journal. So I said blog last time too. I don't know why I keep doing it. But let's talk about what I did today. So I completed the entire first draft of the world. So every square, I was going to say square inch, but it's actually built out of squares. So every square is filled in with some sort of tile and detail and idea for how the game will be utilizing that space. Which is always important when you're designing a map and thinking, how can we actually use this little tiny bit of space and make sure that every little nook and cranny is utilized in some way for gameplay. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that with this map. So I'll just walk through here. You can see I've started into my color variations, and since I finished the entire map layout, I went back and I revamped the tile set, added a bunch of tiles, did all the color variations, did a bunch of stuff. It's not 100% complete yet, but pretty close. So we have the elf world here, where you have one of the bigger homes here, sort of secluded off to the side. This is going to play a major role in the beginning of the story. And as we come through, we have a few different types of buildings. The shiny green roof with the pale stucco, the red roof with the dark stucco. We have the light colored stucco here, or sorry, the tan color with the blue roof, as we did before. So all these things are pretty cool. Have a little like the island here, whatever you want to call it. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to be used for yet, but it looks pretty cool. As we move through here, this is all essentially the same. There is some extra things, some little details. The coloring is updated and things like that, but you've seen this already. As we come through here, I've changed the bridge slightly for this to be more of a ferry boat across. The person who lives in this big building here will also manage the tunnel between this structure, which I believe will be like a butcher shop, and this entrance to the human area. So they will ferry people back and forth on this island. Here's the ticketing booth for this big Colosseum thing here, the pyramid, and it's also probably going to act as the border patrol between these two worlds, because it's going to be a known fact that there is a portal through here that people aren't supposed to be using, but people do. So this is sort of like a little toll building for that as well. We have the east forest, which has not changed at all, so that's pretty much the same. This is also going to play a role in the story, I believe, down in this area here. I'll probably have a little interaction in the story down there. This is not changed at all through here. The west forest has gotten bigger, so I've enlarged it up to the top here, cutting into the dead zone, the dead area. And I just wanted the forest to be able to have a little bit more substance, so it does now, which is pretty cool. This structure is the same, and this is all the same. The village got a little bit bigger. I added 2 structures here. I'm debating I probably will add another 1 structure or 2 structures back here, just because this is the only village that's on the map. I think I might want it a little bit bigger, so I'll make a few more buildings for there. This has not changed beside the colors, so the buildings are the same. This one just got a new coloring, but essentially it's the same house. Along the bottom, this area is the same. Again, just a few color changes. And these 2 areas are the same as well. The one that got mainly completed is the dead zone here. This all has all the detail added, fences, mushrooms. The mushrooms turn purple now. Some red trees, red bushes coming through with the sand pits all the way into that area. So the dead zone is now complete with detail. No water down there. It's just strictly sand, dead grass, and red bushes and purple mushrooms. So let's talk about the tile map changes here. The one thing I did is fix the inside corners of trees where they blend. So I did those types of inside corners. So that looks great. I worked on blending stone walls into the cliffs here, as well as a little overlapping of the leaves in the cliffs. The stone wall blends in really nice on the side. You can see how it sort of curves over the stones here. That looks really great. I love it. Another thing I did was complete the 3-way stone wall. So I have that done. So that completes this maze. It's completely connected all the way through. So I have like all the different pillars connecting to the different guards or the railings. And it looks really good actually. I love the way that that turned out. So another thing I did was I had the inside corner here, but I also did this little detail where the bush can overlap the bottom of this trunk a little bit. Again, this is all done on one layer. I'm not using multiple layers or anything. It's just, and I'm only adding a little bit of trees. Like my trees was, if you look at the tile set over here on the right, my tree was this little 10 by 10 area. I think, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7 area there. And I've just expanded it down to this area here. And that accomplishes all the inside corners, the little area here, the overlap onto the cliff edge, and a bunch of stuff. So not too much extra. And I still have 2 extra spots to do something too. So this is really turning out great. Yeah, I really love how that blends into the wall there. That just is fantastic. There's another one I might want to do here. And that one's done. But I thought there was one that comes in from the top. I can't remember where it is, but oh, I need to add one there. So I'll just go do that here it is. There we go. Oh, there's another one there. Perfect. Okay, got that one. I think, oh, here it is. So this one's coming in from the top. I forgot to make that tile, so I can make that one fairly easily. And that's that. So one thing I want to talk about that I ran into that is an issue is if I zoom in here, you can sort of see it here, some lines and stuff, but you can see it mostly on these bits here. You can see some lines around the tile. I'm hoping when I bring it into Unity that it's just going to blend that together a little bit for me. The problem that I'm running into is those tiles are across the top and a bit on the side of the image. So it's not picking up. It's sort of getting a border along those edge tiles, and which is causing a little bit of an issue for me. So I'm hoping that Unity might have this, the images blend a little bit, which would take care of that problem immediately. Or I'm going to have to go in and see if I can manually fix it. A lot of the tiles look great, except for the dark grass ones. They're along the edge of the image, so you can see you don't see any of the tiling there. A little bit here, a little bit, but yeah, it's not a huge issue, but it does need to be solved before the game is launched for sure. Another thing too is the bridges need to be cleaned up. A couple of little things like the coloring along the sides of the bridges. I'm gonna have to just do a few more variations of this in order to get it to work. But yeah, so another thing I did here was switch to, I'm testing this. This isn't the final tile. I'm testing using a dirt look instead of the grass look on all the cliff edges. So if you come out to a more reasonable, you can see how it sort of looks there. Obviously I need to add the texturing, not just a flat brown, but just wanted to test the idea if I like it, and I think I do like it a lot better. So that's sort of going to be added in as well. But anyways, that is the full tile map. What I'm going to do from here on out is start working on bringing this into the code. We already have one technique using a CSV file. I'm going to test another technique using a JSON file, which I think is going to be able to bring in a little bit more data or more information per tile with less loops in the code. So it's going to just be a little more optimized. So I'm going to try that this week. Also, I'm going to start debating if I'm going to use chunks for the map, meaning you only render like 16 by 16 squares at a time, and then as they get to the edge of that, then I'm probably going to pan the camera over and load the other bits. Other games like Minecraft and stuff, they will load those as you're walking, like ahead of you, so it never really stops. It just constantly is loading in front of you. In this game, I'm going to probably do it more like Zelda, since that's what I'm mainly basing the RPG off of, where you move to the edge of the area there, the chunk, and then it pans the camera over and reloads everything. So anyways, that's what I'm going to start working on now, probably starting tomorrow and then the rest of the week. Thanks for tuning in. Day 32 is done. Subscribe if you want to follow along with the game development. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and if you like the video, drop me a like. Thank you. Bye-bye.